It is May 2023, and we are just 5 months away from the opening of the 2023 American Academy of Otolaryngology Head and Neck Surgery annual meeting and OTO experience, which means it's almost time to register. Notifications have gone out about the meeting, and it's time for us to get really excited about all getting together in Nashville this fall. Good morning, I'm Danny Chelius. I'm the coordinator of the annual meeting. I'm a pediatric otolaryngologist at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, where I practice pediatric head and neck surgery at Texas Children's Hospital. I'm ecstatic this morning to be joined by three of my dear friends from the annual meeting program committee to visit with you about what to look forward to this fall. First of all, we have Dr. Beth Willingham from Emory University. Good morning, Beth.
Good morning.
Beth, tell everybody about yourself.
I'm a comprehensive otolaryngologist, and I work at Emory University in Atlanta, and I run the inpatient consult service at our main campus. I've been doing that for about 9 years.
And how long have you been on the program committee, Beth?
This is my first year, so this was the first cycle. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, met a lot of people. I don't think I truly understood how much work and how many hours and how much dedication went into planning this meeting. So I have a whole new respect for everything that goes into it. And I've really enjoyed it.
And as a new member of the committee, you're bringing in new ideas, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, and we're really excited to have you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Dr. Katie Kavanaugh. Katie, tell us about yourself a bit.
Hi, good morning. My name is Katie Kavanaugh. I am a pediatric otolaryngologist at Connecticut Children's in Hartford, Connecticut, and the University of Connecticut School of Medicine. I am the chair of the Simulation Education Committee and a guest on the program committee, and happy to be here.
Thank you, Katie. And spoiler alert, you're not going to be a guest for long. You're going to be a member real soon, because we're so grateful for the work you and the simulation education community have done getting ready for the meeting. And we're going to talk about that all shortly here as well. And finally, we have the coordinator-elect for the annual meetings from 2025 to 2028, my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Cecilia Damask.
Hi, my name is Cecilia Damask. I'm a comprehensive otolaryngologist in private practice in Orlando, Florida.
Cecilia, congratulations. We are ecstatic to have you as our coordinator-elect. Tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you. I'm really thrilled and honestly very humbled to be chosen for this position. And I look forward to working with you and all the staff at the Academy to help create truly the best experience for our members at the annual meeting.
Well, I am personally sleeping better since you've been selected, and I'm really grateful to get to work with you over the next 18 months. Dr. Damask will take over from me after Miami, and will be running the show, guiding this meeting for the following years. So congratulations again, and thank you for joining us this morning, Cecilia. Well, the annual meeting is going to be upon us soon, and we're really excited about what's going on this fall in Nashville. The setup of the meeting is looking superb in Nashville. The facilities are beautiful. This is the convention center, the Music City Convention Center. It's a gorgeous convention center, and all of the educational programming is actually relatively closer together than at some meetings in the past, where you've definitely gotten your 15,000 steps in. Don't get me wrong, we're all going to walk, but it's a little bit closer together than in other convention centers, and we're excited about the facility. One of our advanced meetings team said that the food in the convention center was better than the food in some of the restaurants they've eaten in at other Academy meetings. And so we're excited about Nashville this fall. This is the Omni, the host hotel across the street from the convention center. And here we have one of the halls of fame where we'll be having the president's reception on Saturday night at the annual meeting. So if it's not on your calendar yet, September 30th through October 4th is our annual meeting this fall. And we will, as in years past, end on Wednesday around noontime on October 4th. Our annual meeting website is up and running. It's still in its preliminary phases, but if you haven't taken a look at the website yet, there's a lot of great information there, including the preliminary program will be up soon. This is a QR code that will take you directly to the website, so you can start to peruse the site. We expect the full schedule to be up and available within the next few weeks. Notifications have already gone out to our presenters and faculty. And so as soon as we get the schedule finalized, it'll be out and available to the public. But you can already take a look at the schedule at a glance on this website. And when registration opens up later this month, it'll be available on the website here. So grab that QR code, take a look at the website, and start making your plans for Nashville. This is the meeting at a glance, or a small version of it that you can actually see on the website. And we're going to have a lot of the really popular events we've had in years past. The Board of Governors events will start on Saturday afternoon with Board of Governors and Women in Otolaryngology committee meetings, followed by the Board of Governors Assembly, and then the President's Reception, which is going to be superb this year. The staff can't stop raving about the food for the President's Reception and for many of the events for this year in Nashville. So kudos to Nashville for that. The meeting will open officially Sunday morning with the opening ceremony and the Conley Medical Ethics Lecture, not to be missed this year. We will then carry on with our regular educational program throughout the day on Sunday. In particular this year, there is a lot of content directed towards medical students and trainees on Sunday. And so for all of our students, plan to be there as early as you can at the beginning of the meeting to take advantage of a lot of the targeted educational opportunities for medical students and residents on Sunday. Additionally, on Monday, we're going to have a special day dedicated to the international attendees. Monday afternoon, we'll see the renewal of the International Advisory Board General Assembly, as well as an International General Assembly. And so we want to really welcome the international community back to the annual meeting this year. We know things are improving for travel internationally in a lot of places, and we hope we get to see many of our cherished colleagues in Nashville with us this fall. Monday night, there will be a special international reception for all of the international attendees, and we really hope to get to see you there. Also on Monday, the Women in Otolaryngology General Assembly is going to have a special guest lecturer, and all are invited to the WIO General Assembly on Monday. On Tuesday, we will continue the educational sessions, and the private practice study group will be hosting a special session on private practice for trainees, on understanding what it's like to go into private practice, the setups of private practice, and there will be some really great mentorship available from the private practice study group on Tuesday. A new platform we're launching this year, Crucial Conversations, will have its first lecture on Monday morning, led by Dr. Al Maradi. We'll talk about the future of otolaryngology education and how we balance the needs of the entire field with the needs of the academic programs that are training the future of otolaryngology. One of our most popular offerings the last few years has been the Great Debates. They will be in their third iteration this year, and I am so grateful to Dr. Damask, who has spearheaded and organized those debates in their first two very successful years. Cecilia, can you tell us about the Great Debates and what we might expect this year?
Yes, so I'm also really excited about the Great Debates this year because we are going to have cross subspecialty discussions, which will be very exciting. And we're going to have cross discussions between laryngology and rhinology, and they're going to debate mucus and have the mucus wars. And we are also having cross discussion between rhinology and facial plastic and reconstructive surgery about septoplasty versus functional rhinoplasty for deviated septum with nasal obstruction. Also really looking forward to discussion on pediatric abscesses, controversies in terms of draining or not draining, and then also having some discussion on work-life balance. And the PPD section is going to bring us work after work, and is that really okay? So really looking forward to our Great Debates and looking forward to seeing how the cross subspecialty debate goes and who wins.
I've never met a laryngologist or a rhinologist who thought that they were definitely correct about something. So I can't imagine that that'll be a very controversial debate.
Exactly. I think that will be the showstopper. Absolutely.
I cannot wait to hear that. Cecilia, thank you so much for your organizational work around the Great Debates. The Great Debates are going to run throughout the meeting. There'll be debates on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and we expect them to be another spectacular educational offering this year. New this year is our CME enthusiast track. Dr. Willingham, this was a brainchild that kind of came from your first times of the meeting. Tell us about how the idea for this came together.
Well, coming to the meetings over the years, I've enjoyed meeting with my old friends from residency. And one of the things that would come up every year was, you know, a bit of complaining about how there were gaps in the schedule where you couldn't get CME. And some of us were taking, you know, precious time off of work and arranging travel, and it was our one opportunity to get as much CME as we could. And so I'm delighted that you took the idea and ran with it, but mainly it was just a suggestion to have CME available every hour of every day so you could really maximize your CME potential. And so the schedule looks fantastic. I'm really excited about how it all worked out. There's one room that has the CME enthusiast track, and there will be lectures running essentially every hour on the hour for the entire length of the meeting. So specifically on Monday and Tuesday, our longest days, you could camp out in that one room and sit through 11 CME lectures, and in 2 days get 22 CME credits, and also have some really good programming. Some of my favorites on here for the comprehensive, you know, otolaryngologist are the ever-changing management of the peritonsillar abscess, pediatric snoring and sleep apnea, and what do you do if the surgery doesn't resolve all the issues, the chronically draining ear, and what do you do? You know, things that are very relevant to the comprehensive otolaryngologist, and also very efficient way to obtain your CME, and then still, you know, be out in time to go enjoy your friends and meet up at the restaurants and nightlife in Nashville.
I am so thrilled about this idea. I mean, we've kicked around on the committee every year how we can better serve the attendees, how we can make sure that we're meeting people where they most need it for their educational offerings for CME. And there have been conversations around it percolating around the committee. And Dr. Willingham recognized those conversations at, I think, your first committee meeting, and was able to speak up and help bring this to life. So I think it's a great example of how when we start in on academy committees, our minds are fresh. We come into the conversation with new eyes, fresh ideas, and it's a great time to make wonderful changes happen, like the CME enthusiast track. So we're ecstatic it's happening this year. The colorful setup here is not just because I like the colorful setup, it's actually representing all the different subspecialty tracks. So you can see that you could sit in this room and take a tour through all the different subspecialties of otolaryngology in the process of getting up to 35 hours of CME. And we're really excited to see how the CME enthusiast track does this year, and are grateful for the enthusiastic energy you put behind the idea, Beth. So thank you.
Thanks, Danny.
Another big part of the meeting this year is simulation. Katie, can you tell us about the different simulation happenings at the annual meeting this fall?
Absolutely. We're really excited about the simulation offerings this year for the meeting. There will be an entire center devoted to simulation called the Simulation Center, which will be held at the Omni Hotel. So separated from the main meeting, but easily accessible. This will have offerings throughout the day on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of the meeting that really speak to everybody. All the subspecialties, comprehensive otolaryngologists, there's really something for everybody. And in fact, you may want to park over there and enjoy all the simulation offerings. There's things for frontal sinus, office-based laryngology, there's auricular hematoma, complicated airways, slide tracheoplasty. There's really something for everyone there. And I think it will be really exciting and fun.
I'm so happy to see this coming together as the Simulation Center. As I'm envisioning it this year, I sort of think about how some of my friends have described going to a certain theme park in Florida and having a member of their party go off into a new certain science fiction area and never come back for the rest of the trip there because they just like are having so much fun over in sci-fi land. And I see the Simulation Center similarly this year, that I do expect that some of our attendees will just plant over in the simulation area because there's so many great offerings. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've heard about a puzzling night on Monday morning?
Yes, absolutely. This is going to be a trip into gamifying some education, and I think should be really fun. You can come and join as a team, as an individual, and experience an escape room type setup.
Yeah, I think that we're actually going to have it run twice this year, and we're thankful to the Sim Education members and Eric Gantworker and his team for putting this escape room together. Also excited about Dr. Michelle Carr and her team's emergency airway management for medical students, OTO Chautauqua Live. This is the first medical student targeted simulation course we've had at the annual meeting, and I'm really excited about what Dr. Carr has put together, and similarly grateful to so many of our simulation submitters. They put together some outstanding courses, and we really think that this is going to become an increasing component of the meeting. But I know there's some simulation events happening outside of the educational program. Can you tell us a little more about what's happening Monday night, Katie?
Yes, we will be hosting the Sim Tank, which is a simulation showcase for Academy members who can submit simulation projects and show off their, homemade, handmade simulation tasks, trainers. And it's really fun. It's really exciting. You get to go around and kind of see what people are up to and get different ideas. And a lot of times you can learn to build these on your own to teach your residents, your colleagues, even yourself, if there's some tasks that you want to practice before an operation. Really fun. And then there's a competition with the top 3 ranked submissions that you get to see. They'll present and vote on the winner. Really fun.
Yeah, I've had a really great time seeing those the last few years, and the level of creativity is far beyond what I could bring to it. I'm so impressed with the simulators every year, and I would encourage everybody to come out to that reception and see what's happening in simulation. I think all of us have special moments, special memories of annual meetings we've been to. Could I ask y'all to tell me what's one of your favorite memories of the annual meeting? Cecilia, I'll start with you.
So for me, typically when people say, oh, something is great, and they try to build it up, and it often doesn't live up to expectations. And for me, my favorite memory is really my first meeting. All the residents ahead of me were talking about how great the meeting was and just how many different educational sessions there were and how I was going to learn so much. And I really wasn't expecting it to be all that great. And then when I actually attended the meeting, it just really above and beyond exceeded all my expectations of learning opportunities and actually hearing lectures from people whose names I had only ever heard of, either on a textbook or on an article. And it was just really awesome. And that's really my favorite memory, was my first time going to the annual meeting as a resident.
Awesome. Beth, let me ask you.
So for me, again, it's reuniting with, colleagues from residency and, other places that I've worked, and just reconnecting. It's the reunion aspect. Of course, I love the programming and it's amazing and why you go. But for me, it's also, meeting up with people, the reunion and the dinners. And my favorite memory is going to New Orleans with one of our co-residents who had gotten married in New Orleans and knew the area very well. And she'd made this reservation at this really nice restaurant. And we went and sat down and doing all the things. And next thing we know, a cockroach runs across our table and everybody lost it and screaming and tablecloths are flying. And this really wonderful restaurant was horrified, and I think brought us extra wine. And but it was great. I'll never forget it. So for me, gathering with old friends and residents, I need it, at least once a year to re-inject myself with that, collegiality and good friends.
Yeah, I think the enthusiasm I leave the meeting with, refreshed from seeing my friends, carries me through to the next fall. Katie, how about you?
I have 2 favorite memories. I would say my first meeting that I went to as a resident was really amazing. I just couldn't believe how many people were there and how many otolaryngologists there were, and what amazing educational offerings were there. And I remember being amazed and looking forward to coming back to meetings after that. The second one is the first meeting after the pandemic, which was in Los Angeles. And I think that was really special for the same reason, to get back together with people, have the connections, and really see your friends and colleagues and learn together.
Well, I can't say it any better than that. Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining me this morning. And for everyone who's tuned in, thank you for joining us to look forward to the meeting in Nashville. Registration should be opening up soon, if it's not already open by the time you see this video. We're looking forward to an incredible reunion this fall as we continue our 127-year conversation about who we are as a field, what we know, what we don't know, and where we're going together. We hope to see you in Nashville. Thanks for joining us.